This, my dear, is the future. I've been working on this and figuring it out. I think if we put the front of the church here, we could get some parking on either side. This is the kids' wing. Okay. This is where most people park. We have a little bit here. If we needed overflow, we could ask the neighbors behind at the shop if we could borrow theirs. But that's not for a while coming. Man. I know we've been growing, but
yeah, all of this because we have been growing so much as a congregation.
That's right.
You know, do you think in the early church they had to worry about issues like this? Like, where are we going to park the donkeys and the mules?
Oh, I'm sure. You think about it, like, say Timothy had a church in his house, and I can imagine every Monday the neighbors coming over and knocking, like, Timothy, all your friends keep coming over, and their donkeys are pooping on my lawn all the time.
So. Oh, at least we don't have to deal with poop.
Yeah, not all the time. So, but yeah, I think it's great. The people in our church, they've been loving the community and serving them, and the community is responding by people coming to know Christ and coming to the church. So yeah, I'm excited.
I think we're really at a place where almost everyone in our congregation has really come to understand that God has called all of us to be fruitful and multiply. And we've all really become committed to helping fulfill the Great Commission in Matthew 28, where it says, "Go therefore and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father and the Son and of the Holy Spirit, teaching them to observe all that I have commanded you. And behold, I am with you always to the end of the age." Hey, why are you still holding that? Time to park your sign there, dear.
Park my sign.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll come back to that later. Yeah, we found a lot of joy, too, in being a Great Commission church, like being out there in the community, seeing people respond to Christ and also respond to us by joining us in our faith community. Sometimes I feel like the larger we get, things become more, I don't know how you'd say it. Wonderful, but also complicated.
But wasn't this the initial vision, to have a big church? I can remember you telling me if we have a bigger church, it means that there are more people whose lives are being changed. There are more people with gifts and abilities to use in God's kingdom, more resources to share with the community, more people sharing the gospel.
Yeah, those are all great things, but do you think there's ever a point where big just becomes too big, right? So you think about it, like it's easier for people to hide. Lots of opinions start coming in, right? And that can start causing division and stress. And even our church leaders have been working on some of those things. But also lots of opportunities for people to pursue, but it's really hard to keep the vision out in front of so many people. So just running a large church is just complicated.
Okay, but we can't stop doing personal evangelism and welcoming newcomers.
May it never be so. But what about this? It's through evangelism, personal evangelism and discipleship that the church actually grows.
Yeah, and we've already established that that's what's been happening here at our church.
Yeah, so if we consider that we multiply ourselves by evangelism and discipleship, that's individual multiplication. But what about corporate multiplication? Can't we as a church just continue to multiply over and over and over again?
What exactly are you suggesting, Brent?
So it seems that we could take a core from our church and then maybe go to City Park, and we could start a community there where they would invest in that community and begin a new fellowship of believers.
Oh, that sounds complicated. And actually, it sounds like you're trying to tear apart our wonderful congregation. Like, who would go? Because we wouldn't see those people every week, and then there'd be a hole where they used to serve?
Well, a crucial part of church planting is actually sending people. And in this case, those people would be our friends. But we don't want to just send people. You want to send the right people, right? Who are the people who are passionate about evangelism and discipleship and investing in the community that God's put them into?
Yeah, people who love striking up meaningful conversations. Actually, people like you. People who have the gift of hospitality, people who really have a desire to pray for the community. You wouldn't want to send people who were afraid to share with others or initiate conversation, or definitely not people who don't have a vision for reaching others with the gospel.
Yeah, and we probably need some sort of structure or pastoral staff that makes sure that this group of people doesn't just become a social club, a club that just likes to hang out and be with each other, but keeps that vision out in front of them, make sure that there are people who are doing evangelism. But you need a variety of people, different ages, different skill sets, different stages of life. You need a variety of people to reach a variety of people in any neighborhood.
Wow, and even as you're talking, a lot of people are coming to mind, but honestly, I just don't want them to go. I should do something for them, maybe like some baking, gifts, flowers. We could do maybe like a special evening at the church, or definitely a picture of the congregation.
Wait, breathe. This isn't happening tomorrow. We're just looking forward to the future here.
Oh, good, because tomorrow we have to disinfect the nursery. There's a nasty case of ringworm going around, and
wait. Are there any cases of ringworm that are not nasty?
Good point, but we need all the help we can get.
Well, there are many things to consider, and if you think about it, if a church is going to be in a community, people who are like living there or in the area who are willing to invest in the community can really make a huge difference.
But isn't part of the blessing of a large congregation that you have people spread across the city and so they have a wide-reaching influence?
That's true. Like if you think about a church where people can spread out, they can go very wide. But people who are invested in living right in a community, think about a neighborhood, they're there every day. They have an opportunity to go really deep, spending a lot more time with people as well.
And I can see how having support and accountability and a common goal would really be a great motivator to keep sharing the gospel and keep having an impact on the community. Sounds really exciting. Actually, maybe we should be part of this church plant. Have you thought of that?
Oh, I've thought about it, and we need not rush into things, because you think about it, it takes time to prepare. We need to prepare ourselves. If you're going to take on this kind of undertaking, there should be a lot of planning and praying, and right now it seems like the infatuation stage where like, yeah, we should do this should be fun, but we need to seek God. What is God trying to do in this process as well?
And you didn't answer my question. Do you want to be part of this church plant?
Okay, again, still there's a lot to do first. So you need to talk to the denomination, you need to talk to the elders, you need to talk to everybody to make sure everybody's on board.
And we should pray that God will prepare the hearts of the people in the community that we're going to go to so that they're ready to hear the word when we bring it. I think you're really onto something here, dear. It does seem like church planting is a really great way to multiply corporately.
We've been waiting a long time for this too, as we've seen the growth. And I think that's a really neat thing that we're only having this conversation because of the large growth of our church that we're in right now.
Right. It doesn't have to be a large church. You just need a congregation that's willing and able and I guess called by God to do so. But hey, you still haven't answered my question.
What's your question?
Do you want to be part of the church plant?
Okay, so why don't you mull over that while I go over the things we talked about.
You are Mr. Evasive today. Okay, I will summarize and you try to figure out how you're going to finally answer my question.
I will.
There is more than one way to be fruitful and multiply, and church planting is a great option. There are many reasons to plant churches, not the least of which is creating an opportunity to have a deep and concerted impact on one small community. Planting a new church should not be undertaken lightly, but only after much prayer and planning should a group begin a new work. Corporate church planting and personal evangelism go hand in hand, both strengthening the other.
Celeste, I have a confession to make to you.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
Okay. So I've already talked to the elders, and I've talked to them about the possibility of a City Park church. And they're on board, and they've actually asked us to move into City Park and to lead that new church plant.
Okay, so when you brought up this conversation, it was just really a sneaky way of getting me excited and then dropping a bomb?
Well, I would say that I strategically brought it up to ascertain the possibility of your wanting to relocate in service location.
Yeah, that makes it sound a lot less sneaky, Mr. Tricky Tricket.
And way more spiritual.
Yeah.
Pastor,
Yes, sir.
I need your help.
What's up?
I need the parking.
You need parking.
I was like looking for an hour. I couldn't find. I really need to park my car.
Have you seen my sign? This is going to be awesome. One day, my friend.